Do you have like Siri enabled or anything like that?
No.
Okay. Is that an iPhone?
Yeah.
Okay.
Are you okay?
That's okay. No, the only reason I ask is
Yeah.
because
Oh,
somebody
you said
had their
something.
phone there
Yeah.
and we were talking about whatever, somebody's mother or something like
Yeah.
that. And all of a sudden we saw the phone was
Oh, I see.
flashing and we're like, what's going on?
Yeah.
Well, it had recorded all the words that he'd said into like a message or an email or something like that. I'm just like,
Send it to someone?
no, it didn't send it.
Oh, okay. That's crazy.
Didn't send it.
Yeah.
But the technology is, it almost listens to us kind of thing. So, yeah.
I would say it definitely does, but
Definitely.
wouldn't mind.
Yeah. If this is going to be our last meeting, then I want to make sure that we save enough space toward the end of this meeting
Yeah.
for you and I to wrap up.
Sure.
So, this will be the last time we meet then?
Yeah.
Okay, so make sure we save some time for that.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know how to start. It's like always dope. My day.
That's okay.
But I was telling you about like this person, and then I was like conflicted, and then I had like this whole internal monologue. It's just like, oh, what do I do? Like now that in front of me, and then like X amount of time has passed, and it's like, am I gonna continue acting, like behaving in my habitual way, which is like avoidance, or am I gonna confront it, which is like facing the adversity and then going past? And I confronted it after like trial and error of like me telling myself in my head like, oh, just do it, and just turning around. So that being said, it's like, I think two things could be true at the same time. Like, this could be nerve-wracking, but it could also just be like a normal thing. It's weird, because like hearing that is almost like a green light. It's almost like, oh, we could be friends again. But at the same time, it's like, do I want to be friends again? And there's a part of me that does, and then there's a part of me that doesn't. And then a part of me that doesn't, if I had to guess, is like just rooted in fear. Just like rooted in the fact that, oh, I don't want that to potentially happen again. But if you think about it, like going through life, if I'm gonna act according to fear, then I'm probably not gonna take a lot of action. In my opinion, action that matters, because you can take action, but...
I agree with you completely on that. If you act out of fear,
Yeah.
you might not take actions.
Mm-hmm.
In fact, there are several very clever people who say fear is probably the single biggest thing for all of us human beings to overcome.
I would say firsthand that I agree. But that's the thing, like, if it scares me so much, it's gotta mean something. It has to mean it's important to you. So that being said, it's important to me, and I've known that for a long time. I think spending time is just like one of the purest things I've ever experienced. And how often do I get that? You know, like that's me saying that about an individual. That's very beautiful to say, first of all. But second of all, it's, you don't get it every day, is what I'm trying to get at. So that important to me. What am I gonna do? You know? And I say that knowing the answer, but
what's the answer?
the answer is I'm gonna reciprocate and like build a relationship again.
Yeah, I like to say all that.
It's fucking great. That's why I value this. But yeah, it's really good, honestly. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, you're on the cusp or the precipice. Yeah, you're on the edge of something. Okay, and there's risk, because if you take the risks that you imagine that you're about to take, it could work out wonderfully.
Yeah.
But it might not, and the hurt
Yeah.
might be once more in your face. And so playing it safe, avoidance, dumbing it down, listening to fear, okay, it's always an option. And it kind of does protect us. But nothing ventured, nothing gained.
Yeah.
We also don't ever know.
Yeah.
And you seem to be the kind of person like, I gotta give this the fair crack, because otherwise I'll never know, or I might have regret down the road.
No, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, like regret's the biggest thing, because I cut hair, and then when I cut hair, people tend to open up to me. Like it's just kind of part of the process, and then like if people, for whatever reason, I guess it's part of like the human mind, but they talk about regrets. Like they talk about things that they didn't do, things that they wish they could have done, and then hearing all this is just like, it would be ignorant of me to like hear all this advice and like these people that are older than me, pieces of wisdom, and then to not learn something from it, So I'm definitely trying to take pieces of their advice and then listen to my own mind and
You're a clever guy that way. I don't know that everybody your age has that insight that you just said. Here I'm listening to people talk about their lives and regrets and all the rest of that stuff. That there's a learning opportunity for me in listening to these people. So it's on me. It behooves me to take some risks and not have regrets.
Yeah.
You're really taking that in a powerful way, and it informs the choices that you make currently.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know that all people in their early 20s do that.
Thank you.
It's an asset. That intuitive sense of yours, or that ability to go, oh right, if I could do 10 years. It's like, oh shit, therefore flip it around. Oh, I should be taking risks and going for it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that intuitive sense of yours is a strength of yours.
Thanks.
And it informs who you are and the choices you make, and has you prepared to take risks that might scare the fucking shit out of you, but are worth taking nonetheless.
That too, or that brings me to like another point. You know, like Maslow's hierarchy of needs, and then at the very top is like self-actualization. So becoming like the best part of you that you could be, for lack of a better term. But yeah, like I think that self-actualization, I could only assume that some people achieve it through like unity. So they achieve it through like help from others, or they get pushed by the people around them, you know, like they have support. But in my mind, like the most mature thing I could do is to self-actualize by myself, which means to like, I have to like understand my mind and understand like what I'm trying to achieve, and also just think it in terms of like, am I doing this for like the greater cause of developing myself, or like bringing myself to a higher state, or am I doing this activity or just whatever it is at hand for the sake of just like a dopamine hit, you know, like just something super simple like that. And an example that I thought of was like my routine. So now that I've started picking up work a bit more before I head on my trip, like right after work I end up like going home, I like play a game. While I'm playing this game, like yeah, it's fun, I'm not gonna lie, but then I think to myself like, is this really adding to where I want to be in the long term? Like, is this adding to where I'm trying to direct myself and where I want to see myself in the future? So I journaled about that, and then I had a prompt, and then the prompt was like, it was super simple, like, where do you see yourself in 5 years? And I wrote everything down, and then nowhere in that 5-year span, so I would be 28 by then in 5 years, like nowhere in that time frame, like was there a point where I would be like playing that game, or like where that game had any value or importance to me. If anything, like all my value and importance was in like creative endeavors, or like learning more financial. I don't know, man. I guess what I'm trying to say is like, I'm getting older. I'm getting older, and then what my mind deems as important is changing. My mind is thinking one thing, but my actions are saying another, so I need to bring it into alignment. I don't know what else to say about that.
You know, that's, to me, says again of your wisdom or insight or your intuition, okay? Is you're figuring these things out, and they're important. And you're, I think from where I'm sitting anyways, doing a diligent job on these things, okay? What's the outcomes exactly? It's like, I don't know. I mean, that's not my business. It's yours, and you'll figure it out. There's a book, if you're interested in reading things, it's called The Defining Decade, Why Your 20s Matter. Okay? Now, I've only picked through a tiny little bit, but what the premise of the book is something like, when you get out of high school and you start getting into your 20s and you're like, you know, building career, school, skills, stuff, friends, lovers, and stuff like that, your 20s is a time in life where patterns really get laid down. And so what you're saying is, it's like 5 years from now, will I be playing this game as much? It's like, okay, what are my priorities, and where do I want to be, and what do I work toward? Is laying down these routines and these habits and these patterns, including patterns of mind, patterns of feeling, patterns of behavior. So I think that you're doing important work. I'll put in this little caveat is not everything has to be productive in the way that the world we live in currently measures it. And what I mean by that is what's the game that you like to play?
it's called League of Legends.
League of Legends. I was wondering whether it would be that one because I know of that one.
Oh, okay.
So, you know, if you play League of Legends 8 hours every single day and you're not going to join some League of Legends outfit where you're making $100,000 a year or something, I don't know, whatever case, like, yeah, maybe you should play less than 8 hours a day.
Mm-hmm.
But, you know, 20 minutes or half an hour, or an hour, a couple times a week, you know, it doesn't all have to be productive. Sometimes playing League of Legends is just fucking fun.
No, I agree.
You know, so, you know, some people are like, oh, everything's got to be towards my goals. It's like, sure, but we also need downtime and some fun time.
Yeah.
Balance.
I will say that would lead to burnout, like if you don't have time to just enjoy your time, right? But, no, that's a good point. I will say, though, that something I've heard, and it kind of, like, resonated with me, was that the way you spend your day is the way you spend your life. Because it's the whole idea that the only thing we have is the present. Because I can't go back 5 seconds from now, and I can't go 10 seconds to the future. So what I'm doing right now defines what you said, like what habits I'm building, and like it kind of builds my mental framework. Which is why like I'm like very much so considering like removing League of Legends from my habits and like my mind and my lifestyle. And it's very ingrained. Like it's something I've been playing since I was a kid, because I've been playing computer games since I was a kid. Like I even did like a little practice where I was just throwing words out, like a mind map of like who I am. So I asked myself like, who are you? And then one of the first few like words that came out was a gamer, because I play games. And then like removing that from me is just like, that's like my childhood just out of it, or a lot of it. So that's for me to consider. But what you said about only spending like an hour a day, or just letting yourself have the time of day to enjoy the things you enjoy, that's why I play it, right? Like I finish an 8-hour shift, and I'm gonna be real, man. Like there's times where I'm there just to clock in and clock out. Like I'm not mentally there.
Where?
At work sometimes.
Right. And what's the work?
Oh, I work at a warehouse, but then I also cut hair. I don't work at a barbershop yet. Yeah.
Well, you know what you're saying to me also speaks of why you're here in my office today.
Yeah.
Like where you see yourself in 5 years, 10 years is you're very inclined toward your own personal growth.
Yeah.
So being here in my office for 1 hour is a good investment of time in John Paul's life. Being in the warehouse for 1 hour or for 8 hours is not. So when they say, why do you keep taking so much time off? It's like, because I'm making an investment in myself, and I'd rather not be here.
Because I got somewhere to be, and it's definitely not at work, so.
Right, exactly.
No, 100%. Like something I heard was the greatest story you hear is the one you write yourself.
Mm.
And that's so cool to me, because I've been exploring creative endeavors that as a child, either I had no experience of, so I didn't know existed, or two was I would try and then get bashed on for it. You know? Which goes back to like my
your brothers and
my
brothers.
brothers. Yeah, my siblings.
Right. Yeah.
And so now that I'm trying it in a different perspective, and now that I'm older and then I've learned things and I've unlearned things, it's exciting, man. Like one thing I'm working on, and I think I told you this before, but like I'm a believer of if something's important to you, then don't tell anyone. Like just keep it to yourself, you know, like, because the moment you tell someone, now you got an expectation, and then now people are like, kind of relying on you, and they're like, oh, like, where is that? You told me this X amount of time ago. But if you just keep it to yourself, like knowing that you work at your own rate and you work at your own timeline, the only one putting stress on you is you. You know, like no one else is behind your back staring at what you're doing. And I've been recording, like I've been just filming.
My inspiration.
That's
Without the butterflies.
you gotta peek from the heart.
I'm gonna, I can't.
You're recording yourself?
Yeah.
Why?
I don't know. I want to see what I can do.
No.
Like here?
I don't know if I like it. Is that water? Can you put that in the middle?
Oh, there's black.
Oh, ew, there's black. Ew, the way that just turned black so fast. Black on crack. Oh crap, I got it on the side. I don't like this. I already messed up.
I don't think you can mess up art.
That was so corny. Well, like JP says, you can't mix apart.
That is true. Wait, so you get to take it?
Yeah.
Oh no, you can't take it.
You can?
No.
What you make is not yours.
Yeah, it's not yours.
Really?
Yeah, you can switch it around.
It is nice. It's not very What is beautiful?
Talk to him. Say that one more time.
Sorry, give me a second.
Oh.
She ate. She cleared her plate.
Oh, bars.
I know.
Well, don't stop now.
Okay.
Why?
Why?
Can you pass a piece of wood? Can you pass a piece of wood?
Oh, we're gonna be making pictures. You're so cool, JP. I want to be you when I grow up.
Oh, I love this. This is great.
Strong. Like, can we have
Right. You can, but like, I have
True that.
Oh, man, that's a great night right there. Can you pass another piece of wood?
What is the? Oh, I
Is there a
see.
ruler here?
I take it online, so I have an excuse. My teacher's not that great.
Who's your teacher?
Exactly. I don't know.
My teacher.
Where's that? I don't. Two?
I don't know what
Is
I'm
there
doing.
another paint out? Oh,
Yo.
are your arms long enough to reach that? The little.
This?
No. The plate.
Wait,
Oh, sorry.
Amazing.
very.
I'm so excited.
Can I use the gold, please?
I
May I
don't think
sit?
you can.
Can you pass that one? All vibrations
Down around like April.
came down. I was never touched the garage.
You know, I was looking for more like. This is not what I wanted. Get another one.
Wait,
It's
why is your
okay.
eyes kind of good?
Let me see.
Oh, fiction. But okay. The Como de Garçon.
Comme des garçons.
What he said. Okay, guys, how do I do this? Okay, we're gonna wing it. We're gonna just. I'm gonna get a fresh. Oh, you like a thin one. Thin. What kind of paintbrush, Alicia? Okay, yeah. So there is a type of paintbrush you want.
Can you pass me one?
There.
Yeah.
And then give me like. Give me that square one down there.
Which one?
Square. Other. The one. No, right next to it. Touch before. You guys, why is it turning green? You guys, it's turning green.
No, the one next to yeah.
Why is it turning green?
Thank you. Why is it turning green, you nasty?
Oh, girl.
No, it's gold. I see it.
Want to look closer.
Oh yeah. Sorry. I was trying to make you feel better.
It did not work. This is gold. Oh my god, guys, look at this glitch in the matrix.
What?
No.
You're bugging for
This
real.
look.
Bro,
This looks ugly as fudge, and I'll be the first to admit it. That's okay. We thought we could be artists. We thought Vincent Van Gogh.
run it back, run it
It's
back.
okay.
I feel bad.
I know. We're your entertainment.
I hate this.
Why do you hate it?
Guys, look out. Like, this just looks green, but it's supposed to be gold. Guys, can you pass me the white?
Where do you put the white?
I don't have white.
What the heck? Where did that go? This is called Barbie Gone Wrong. That's what it's called.
What the? It hasn't gone wrong yet. Abstract can't be bad. Art cannot be bad. Because art is expressive.
No, it can. It can. That's like saying an outfit can't be bad because it's an expression of art. We're lying. Okay, I wish I could draw butterflies. Oh my god. You know what it is giving? Like grade 1. Yours, like, it's like 5 different things. Like, there's an underlayer to it. Like, what happened to all of the, like,
I don't
wood
know.
marking?
I don't know what happened, bro.
It's okay. It's your expression of art.
Don't worry about me, bro. Yo, I can scrape it off.
What does yellow and white make?
Yeah, it makes white yellow. Can you do this?
But I can't even do this. Like, that's what I'm trying to do here. Kyle, can you pass me your white, please? This one's not working.
Oh my god, this is so cute. Is there like a fan?
It's called The Outside.
Real shit.
Why are you doing that?
Don't worry.
This is his 5th piece of artwork.
Yo, can you?
Why would I get go? Give me that. I found it.
I found this first, and then JP lost it.
What did I do?
You asked for the white, and then you
Y'all
lost
just hate
it.
us for real, bro.
Kid, I swear I'm 5.
Hmm.
Life is not. You're funny. I just broke black.
What color should I use for this?
I think you're.
Or you could use black and make it a Raquel painting. From
what?
Barbie Life in the Dream House. Raquel. She liked that one. She was coming
Yo, where's
from.
white at?
But thank you.
That's white.
Question mark?
No, it's gray.
No, it's great. Alright,
That's just a little different.
now it's real artistry.
No. Everyone's
Maybe
first.
you're right.
So why are you hating on my girl, man?
I'm not hating, but
Yeah, you are.
Yeah, that's
usually
low
it's
key
red,
disrespectful.
unless you're color challenged, which I know you're not.
You don't know me like that.
Then why is there green underneath?
Because there's
Oh, you drew it green. I take it back. See, I can admit when I'm wrong.
Should I give this to someone?
Ooh, who would take it?
Or you could do purple.
What
You know what? You
happened?
can take it. The night market.
What do you mean by happened, bro? What you mean by that? What you mean by that?
Who hurt you? Who's got the effort? Oh, Kaio has it.
Huh? Yeah.
She doesn't hear anything.
I hear her.
So why don't you respond with your mouth?
Damn.
I shouldn't have made the background gold. I just got lazy.
Wait, what did you do?
Now you're getting me.
I made the. She's like, now you're getting lazy.
Damn, Alicia. Bro, this is
But I
it.
got excited. I saw paint and paintbrushes.
Yeah, why you laughing,
This
bro?
is his, he's on number 6 right now, guys.
I feel like some kind of.
What looks like the cookie cutters?
Oh, I should have shown the camera every time, bro.
Oh yeah, it does.
This?
The cookie cutters.
Told you.
Yo, where's black? I need to put my initials. And that used to scare the shit out of me. And now that I've been doing it more often, making it part of my day to day, if anything, it's just exciting now. Like, it's intriguing. Looking for an opportunity to whip out my phone and just like catch
Cool.
something. And the next step towards that is editing it, like just transferring to my laptop, putting the files together, editing the visual, and then the audio bit, like the audio track is gonna be something totally different. It's very cool that I can talk about it with you here, because to my friends, especially like to my friends, like what I said, like I don't like sharing things that mean shit to me. So yeah, it's good.
Very good. You know, I'm getting a bunch of pictures in my head because that's how my head works.
Sure.
One is that's that. The other is that, and then the third one is
This guy's drawing hieroglyphics.
yeah. That's how my brain works.
Okay.
So you just said something. The hardest thing is the story that you write yourself.
Oh, like the greatest story you hear is the one you write yourself.
Greatest story, write yourself. Yeah. I listened to one of my favorite podcasters this morning on the drive in. These guys were talking. One guy's a musician and was saying that Miles Davis had a quote that the hardest thing to do is play your own music or to hear your own voice or something. And what it meant is like, for example, a musician, you know, you can copy Miles Davis and you can copy Santana and you can copy the Rolling Stones and you can do copy, but you have to find your own voice at some point, okay? As a creative person, you're finding your own self and your own voice. And so, you know, the hardest thing to do, but also the greatest thing to do is be the author of your story.
Yeah.
And it's a process and it's an unfolding process. And I like that thing that you said. The other thing that I wanted to say is about, because this has come up before, is about solo. You would keep ideas to yourself, because to share is again scary or something like that. And I don't disagree with you. At the same time, there's benefit in the sharing. And you said it before, is who I am and how I'm developing in the world is sort of relational. You said that about 7 minutes ago. I don't remember exactly what else you said, but you said that. And there's something very powerful in what you're saying, because all by ourselves, we can learn who we are, but who we are, we also see reflected back to us in the eyes of the people around us.
Yeah.
Okay, so there's a whole theory I'm not going to tell you about, but relational cultural, that has a whole different perspective. Oh, I remember, it was with Maslow's hierarchy and the self-actualization, that there are some people, and I've changed my mind on this actually only in the last 4 or 5 years, but we learn who we are and self-actualize who we are within the context of relationships, the relationships around us, because it's in the context of the relationships that we get the feedback and we learn who we are and can make adaptations. Okay? So somewhere between we're very connected to the people around us and we're a solo principal lone wolfer. Okay,
Yeah.
it's like, okay, well, where, when, who do we choose to share with?
Mm-hmm.
You're right. We have to be careful because if hey, remember that thing? How come you're not at? Well, you don't need that.
Yeah.
But also to do it solo, that's an option. But also, if you have the right people to share with, they might be the people who can egg you on and support, or hey, have you thought about this? And so, I just thought I'd put that in the mix.
Thank you for that. I guess my belief right now is to build the evidence. Show yourself that you're capable before you show others.
Right.
Yeah, because one thing I wouldn't want to do is to say that I'm this or say that I'm doing that, and I don't do any of it. And it's just like, so who are you, dude? You know? But that's just more so like my own thing. I don't know why
What?
I think that way. But yeah, I was going to say I don't know why.
I don't know why either, but that would be a useful thing for you to figure out.
For sure.
Because this inclination to go solo, when you just mentioned about your brothers trying stuff creatively and getting shat on for it, well, I think that anybody might keep it to themselves because who wants to get shit on? Nobody wants to get shit on, okay? Mm-hmm. But my curiosity here is what criteria for yourself to prove I can, okay? Because you said, I want to do it by myself first and prove to myself that I can do it before I claim that I can do it. And so how much evidence do you need? How sure do you need to be able to be at the point where you can say, yeah, I think I'm good enough there?
You know what that question makes me think of? It makes me think of what I'm striving towards is like a cloud or like a question mark, so I have no idea what I'm striving towards. And then you asking me that is like prompting me to define it. So make it like quantifiable so that you could envision your goal. And that said is like, oh, that's super simple. But why don't I do it? You know, like
Make goals?
Like just quantify the goal. So if I don't, for example, like if I don't know what evidence I'm trying to produce, then I'm never gonna know when I could share this idea. But if I know what is defined as quantifiable evidence that passes the benchmark of this is truth that you're capable, then I could share it with someone.
You know, I don't normally do what I'm about to do, but I'm going to do it anyways in the interest of time, okay? Is you just said quantifiable, okay? The criteria could be anything.
Yeah.
Okay? Like, I have a friend who's a very, very smart guy. He's 70, he's a doctor, and he's got letters and stuff. And they run groups with, I'll leave that part out. They run therapy groups, and they have 3 big questions. Did we change the people's knowledge? Did we change their attitude? And did we change their behavior?
Is that a question for like the people leading, or for
it's actually a research question for outcomes.
Oh,
okay. So now you could do a litmus test. It's like we went from 7 pH to 7.5. Okay, there's a quantifiable. Okay, the person made 10 mistakes. Yet tomorrow they made 5 mistakes. Yeah, there's quantifiable. Okay, so in this realm here, is it quantifiable? It's like it might be, but it could also be feeling. Mm-hmm. It's like I'm aiming for this question mark cloud, and I know I'll know I'll be at this stage when X number of hours, X number of dollars, or when it feels like, and so you get to define any and all of those parameters if you ask me.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
No. Totally lied to you.
That's good. That's great. That's great. That's funny. That is funny.
Golly.
You know what? So, however you take it is what's most important here.
Yeah, I'll listen back to it, don't worry.
Yeah. The other thing about this here is like what criteria? I guess my concern, it's not a concern. Without knowing you well enough in some of that domain, that I guess my caution would be don't wait too long on the proving it to yourself before you share. The flip side is you could be vulnerable and take risks and share with the right people.
If I had to guess, or not a guess, but like thinking about that, the people that I tend to find value in are people that I see something in that makes me resonate with them or makes me want to, like, you know, get closer to them or even share with them, because I think I could gain something from it. Not that I'm trying to gain something from people, but that's just the case. Is artists, like other artists. When I have an idea and then I share it with any artist, I get met with, it's like this explosion of like just excitement, or people that just they want to see what you're coming up with. Like they want to see you actualize it and create it into what it's going to be, not what it should be. Because we're social creatures, like feeling that energy from someone else is like, whoa, like imagine if I actually did it, and then what if I shared it? Because something I will say is like I'm a creative, and I am an artist, and then like sharing your work is important. Because you could be a creative, or you could be an artist, and then you could be whatever you want. You could put any label on it, but if you don't have your work out there to be observed or to be judged or to be, I don't know, just seen or heard or felt, it's like, then who are you doing it for? Because I have these thoughts and feelings, and I have these things I want to do, and yeah, like I could learn from it myself, but if other people could benefit too, then why shouldn't I let them? Sorry, that took a weird turn.
That's okay.
Yeah.
I don't apologize. You know, what it says to me is that you have lots of ideas.
Yeah.
You have lots of big ideas, and you have lots of feeling ideas. All this kind of stuff swirls together, and sometimes it probably is clear, and you journal, and you got goals, and other times it's just a big swirl or whatever. But you think on these things.
I do.
Yeah, I know you do. I can see that you do. Okay, which is why I'm not, like, as much as I say, okay, a caution, I'm actually not worried at all, because you talk and you think and you talk and you think and you talk, and if you ask me, that's the mechanism by which we move forward these kinds of projects. Mm-hmm. Okay, so however you figure this out and however you figure that out will probably be just perfect for you, mm-hmm. and in approximately the right timing. I think it's exciting. I'm excited just hearing about it, and I know that you're also excited and, you know, half terrified all at the same time.
Yeah. No, it's funny you said you're excited, because I was thinking, like, going into this meeting, because I knew it was going to be our last one, I was like, what would it be if I just did what I said I was going to do and then shared it with you? Like, I just sent you an email and was like, oh yeah, this is the video I made. Or like, you know, like, this is anything that I did. So don't be surprised.
I won't be, and actually I'm really glad that you just said exactly that, because when I wrap up with people, it's usually an ending and a goodbye.
Yeah.
Okay, and what I mean by that is that sometimes people in our world say, hey, see you later, yeah, send me a line, but we know damn well it's the end of something, and I think there's something to be said about endings, like to actually end and say goodbye. Okay, so we will do that when the time comes, and we'll wrap up. But the other side of it is I'd be happy to receive an email from you anytime into the future. I mean, so at some point I will retire from this place, okay? But I'd be happy to receive an email from you out of the blue. It's like, hey, just to let you know, here's what's happening, da-da-da-da. It's like, wow, fucking cool. And not everybody does that with me, but once in a while I'll get like something out of the blue. It's like, hey, just got married and having a second kid, and it's like, what? Wow. Like, but in my line of work, I don't normally hear what happens with the rest of people's lives.
Well, I wanted to bring this up, and I did bring it up earlier, but something that happened to me recently was I lost my phone. And then that's the new phone. And I wrote it down. Because I don't want to paraphrase, but. Okay, so I said, like, you've lost your notes, meaning like the notes app. And then I asked, like, who are you now? Like, where are those ideas? When do you plan on executing? And then the reason I wrote that down is because, like you said, I'm a thinker. And I have all these ideas. But ideas are just ideas at the end of the day. Like, they're not fabricated. They're not like an actual thing. I can't grasp onto an idea. So, losing my phone felt like, oh shit, like I lost like everything that's in my head. But that's where I'm wrong. Like, it's in my head. Like I didn't lose it. Like, it's still there waiting to be executed on. You know, like waiting to be built or made. So, losing my phone was like liberating. It was like a change of perspective. Oh yeah, like I lost the monetary value of the phone, which kind of sucked, but it is what it is. But the second thing is, like it gave me a second wind. It's like, okay, like now that you've experienced what it's like to have these photos, these videos, these notes written down, and they're gone. Like, what can you learn from that? And what I learned is, like, I only got today. You know, like, what am I gonna do today? And then tomorrow is what am I gonna do today again? And then tomorrow, the next day is what I'm gonna do today.
Sounds like Groundhog Day.
Yeah. You know, so it's like, you can tell that I'm excited, and it feels good to be excited. And if these ideas make me excited, then it's just like, I'm gonna do them. Which goes back to like building evidence, right? Before I share. I didn't tell you this. I wasn't planning on telling you this, but I don't know why I wouldn't tell you this. But I cried earlier today, like on the drive here. And the reason for that was because I admitted to myself, I'm an artist, like I'm a creative. And that, for some reason, made me cry. I think my guess for me crying about that is that, one, it's meaningful to me to like accept that. And then two, it's like an artist that doesn't feel capable of expressing themselves is like caged in, you know? Like they're not living their truthful, authentic self. But then to accept that, like I see that you're an artist and I see that you're changing the way you're living and I see that you want to express. So go for it is like liberating. It's like it's very freeing. It's like cathartic, you know? So that made me cry. And it also made me feel like I'm heading in the right direction because why am I crying about this, you know?
You just said, see, you and I could probably talk like all afternoon actually, and we do have to wrap up, which is like, I don't know, that's sad
Like
in itself,
it's
but
very bittersweet.
yeah, you said cathartic means like to release or to
It's like an emotional release.
yes.
Yeah.
So if this bliss or joy or acceptance is of being the artist, okay, is the cathartic joy part, okay? Cathartic, a release from what? Where'd you move it from?
I don't know. I have to think about that. Like I moved it from a place of thinking that I wasn't capable, of thinking I was not. Is it adept? Is that the word?
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
I thought the life I was gonna lead was gonna be like this very simple trajectory, this very linear lifestyle, and now I'm realizing that that's not what you want. Like what you want is on the other side, which is the artistic side, and then that's gonna have peaks and its valleys, you know, and then that's gonna have like bumps in the road, and that's gonna have times of uncertainty. And I'm accepting that. I'm cool with that. That's gonna be my new place of comfort. No, I'm not gonna reside in the comfort of like accepting the life that is expected of me. I'm gonna live the life I want. And it's very cool saying that and like seeing you as I'm saying that, because the first time I came in here I was fucking like I'm still a child, but like I was a child, like I had no idea what I'm doing. And I'm still a child, but now I'm a child with direction. So it feels pretty good.
Well, you're leveling up, and you know, talking about games, it's like it's like respawning. What did you say just a couple seconds ago? Was about losing your phone was on one hand sad, but on the other side liberating. It's like the respawn. When you die in League of Legends and you end up back over there, you're like, fuck. Okay, you still have some of your skills and your tools with you, but you got to walk all the way back over there, right? Mm-hmm. So you're respawning over and over and over again, keeping your assets, but also shedding some stuff.
Yeah.
And the things that you drop off, okay, there's an element of sadness and grief to that. Okay, this is what I think the crying is about, because you have to let go of the old self. There's a grief, there's a loss. Okay, in some ways it is sad, but you know the joy. The Romans and the Greeks knew this 2,000 years ago. Okay, that the root word for sad is the same as the root word for satiate, full enough. Okay, when you're hungry, you're lacking. Okay,
Yeah.
When you eat, you're like, oh, I'm full.
Yeah.
Satiated. Okay, satisfied. Sad and satisfied, they swing on this tiny little hinge. So here you come into the bliss and the joy and the acceptance, and you're simultaneously crying because, yeah, this is delightful, but I gotta let go of that other part of me. And they're just on the other side of the same coin.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Right. Is that kind of what it feels like?
Yeah, because like that other side of me that I'm moving away from is like that was a part of my life. Like that served me in a way for that time frame. But now my time frame is moving. It's like a new chapter starting, and I'm not that character anymore.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
Wonderful. Man, I love this conversation, and I gotta say, I'm inspired in some ways by what you're talking about and the way you're talking. I love this way of thinking and talking, and I think and talk like this much myself.
Nice.
I don't know that I had it locked down or seemingly locked down when I was your age. I mean, I certainly had deep and big thoughts, but I'm delighted, and I'm delighted for you, and I'm excited for you.
Yeah.
So I also see the time. We got to wrap up, and I did not leave enough time for the wrapping up piece. But you know, speaking of endings, moving towards something and ending something else. Okay, flipping on this hinge here. What do you need to say, or what do you need to say about what we've done, this working relationship, you and I? What needs to be said or said about this that would be useful for you to be able to close, wrap up, say adios?
Very open-ended.
Yes.
I can see why you'd leave more time for that.
Yes.
What do I have to say about this whole endeavor in order for us to conclude it?
Yeah. Either about this endeavor, or about yourself, or about me, or about our working relationship, or about what this place has come to mean about you. You know, like we're talking about endings, and this is ending. So there's a lot of changes going on, and it's delicious and scary and everything. So, yeah, what needs to be said about us here, you, this endeavor, yourself?
Yeah. Well, like, it was hard to find an answer until you said, like, what do you have to say about you? And then one thing I would like to say is that, like, one, I appreciate that you're giving me the time of day and opportunity to just be me, you know? So thank you for that. And then two, it's like, the work you do is very wonderful. And I'm glad that you're able to provide it to the people of this community. But then what do I have to say about us? You've helped me realize that who I want to be or who I think I am is who I am. I'm not like someone that's not able to execute. Like I'm someone that has ideas for a reason, you know, like I'm someone that feels emotions to grow past it, to learn from it. And then in order to like conclude it, I understand that me seeing you and me vocalizing to you is concluding, but I'm also thinking of continuing this just with someone else, you know? So if you could provide like a resource for that, or if you could recommend even an individual, that would be cool too. I feel like when I first came in here, I was lost. And not lost in like my whole life has no direction, like I have no idea what's going on, like 99% of my world is gray. I was lost in the sense of, am I supposed to be pursuing this, or is it because I'm expected to pursue this? And now that I've spent time with you to unravel that, I've learned where I want to be and how I'm gonna get there. And even if I don't know how I'm gonna get there, just the fact that I know where I want to be is, I'm gonna figure out. Like if I don't know, I'm gonna find my way.
Well, wonderful, and welcome to yourself.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's important, and you know, like you said, well, lost is, you know, maybe you were actually lost from yourself. You're a whole lot more found with yourself.
I feel like grounded, like I have a foundation now.
Yeah.
So I don't have to rely on like external factors. Like I can just rely on my internal foundation.
Right. Yeah, and trust of self, and trust of your own instincts and intuition. Yeah, that's wonderful. Way to go. Cool. Very cool. Very, very cool. It's been a pleasure to know you, to meet you, to work with you, and to watch you clarify and grow in this time period. And being in your early 20s, well, you got many, many years in front of you to continue growing, and so that's great. My handwriting is like chicken scratch. You're gonna be able to read that?
No,
and
I
figure
was
that out?
gonna say that I went from taking photos to actually taking them from you.
Yeah.
And There's some of them where I'm just like, what the fuck was he writing?
Yeah, well, I know. I mean, I'm happy to give you copies of that if you
No.
want, if it's useful to you.
Yeah, please.
Sure, no problem. Okay, hold on. Let me just photograph
Yeah,
that for you.
thank you.
Here they are. You're welcome. And my chicken scratch writing. Hopefully, it's legible enough that you can make some sense out of that.
I'll figure it
I'm sure you will.
out. Yeah. Okay.
I have no doubt that you will figure it out. And whether it's with paper, without paper, with your phone, without your phone,
Yeah.
I'm sure that you will figure it out.
Cool.
Okay?
Yeah.
Great.
Thanks again.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
Nice to meet you. Nice to work with you.
Oh, for
Best
sure.
of luck and have fun in all that you do and figure out and with the ups and the downs and
Yeah.
everything. Enjoy.